Yeah, you already know what time it is. You already know what's going on. I am your host, Cam Silver,
I'm your co-host Kyle Silver.
and welcome back to another episode of the Silver Boys Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
man,
sir.
the NBA playoffs are officially underway and they're cooking
Yes.
up right now. And we just got done watching day one of the NFL draft. So, we definitely have some things to talk about.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of things circulating and percolating over there in the NFL. I mean, NBA playoffs, excuse me, and then the NFL draft. Some things happened that I wasn't expecting. Some things happened that I was expecting. So overall, it was a good week, and we definitely, like you said, got some stuff to talk about. So let's get into it.
Yeah, man. So let's start off with the NBA. So we'll take you through at least like the games that we have been able to see up to this point as we are recording. So in the first two games, the Magic Pistons series is 1-1. Magic took game one, upsetting the Pistons, and then Pistons came back and won game two. For the Sixers and Celtics series, the Celtics blew out the Sixers in game one. Then the Sixers came back and returned the favor in game two. The Hawks and Knicks series, the Knicks won game one, but after that, the Hawks have won both game two and three. So that is something we will definitely be talking about and be looking out for. But for the Raptors Cavs series, the Cavs have won the first two games, and the Raptors came back and won game three. And so that one's looking pretty good as well. In the Oklahoma City versus Phoenix series, OKC has took both games one and two, but there is an injury out there that we will be looking out for. For the Trailblazers and Spurs, they have split that series 1-1 with Wemby going out with a concussion in the second quarter of game two. So that is a big story right now. The
Hmm.
Timberwolves Nuggets, the Nuggets won game one while the Timberwolves were able to take game two. And as of right now, looks like they will be taken in game three.
Hmm.
And then going to the Rockets Lakers series, the Lakers have upset both games one and two. Game one without KD, and then game two with KD, and we will get more into that one as well.
Yeah, man. I mean, so I'm gonna say I like how I home court advantage really isn't it's a, we talk about how it's a big thing, and so for a lot of these, for two teams essentially to well, so you got OKC who basically won at home, and then you got the Lakers who juxtaposed that, and they took two games away. So that's a different dynamic. Shout out to the
Well,
Lakers for being able to
the Lakers took two games at home though.
at home. Excuse me, I'm sorry, they were ahead. My fault, my fault, my fault. They were ahead. I don't know why I was thinking that they was under the Rockets. Excuse me. So yeah, so those are the only two teams that were able to hold home court, right?
Well, no, the Cavs too.
Cavs too. Cavs too. Okay, so even the Cavs. So yeah, you're right. Raptors came back in game three. I mean, some of these series aren't going the way I expected. I'm not happy with the Knicks at all, dropping one at home and then, close one having to come back down from 18, which they did in game three, and then only to end up losing by 1 point because of, miscommunication. We talked about it earlier. A lot of miscommunication going on defense. No communication, I should say. And then I actually really like. I think one of my favorite series right now is this Celtics and 76ers series. I can't lie. I cannot lie to you. I like VJ. I like the way Tyrese Maxey's playing, and then I'm just excited to see Jason Tatum back, and then how him and Jalen Brown are really like it's one and then two and then two and then one. You feel me? That's I
Mhm.
think that's it's poetic to say the least. So I'm gonna put that 76ers Celtics series as like my top series right now.
Okay, I like that actually. Yeah, no, I co-sign with you with the Knicks. Like we said, the communication on defense is just horrible. Even their offense looks stagnant at times. We
Mm-hmm.
especially seen it. You got what 12, 13 seconds left at the end of game three. You're down by 1 point, and your offense just looks all over the place, and it just look horrible. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're going to have to figure out a way to get that to get that under wraps because if not, then this if they lose in the first round to the Hawks, this is going to be
Bruh.
embarrassing. Completely embarrassing for all of New York. So they like I said, they just need to figure it out and they need to figure it out fast.
And I'm gonna let me just add something real quick. It's like they're making this a lot harder than it. I shouldn't say harder than it needs to be, but that's kind of how I feel about it. The Hawks are a really, really, really solid team, especially with CJ. CJ being, that leading vet on that team and taking them guys through the fire is only going to help them even more, especially in games like this. Now they feel like they got confidence. Now they feel like they belong there. You feel me? Which is, I personally don't think that they should even. I think, I think New York should be up 2-0,
3-0.
3-0, 3-0, 2-0, whatever they at right now. There's a lot of games going on, but that's how I feel, But that offense looks anemic, And when CJ sees Jalen Brunson, brother, what we say? Barbecue chicken alert.
Barbecue chicken. Like I said, that boy, he a hibachi chef right now at Benihana. That's how he at Jalen Brunson right now.
Yo, oh my God.
It's just so bad. And then you almost have what? Give or take 2, 3 elite defenders and Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Mikal Bridges. And it doesn't even look like it. And that's
Not at
just
all.
so frustrating to have some of the best wing players, some of the best two wing players, and they can't do anything. Mikal Bridges did absolutely nothing in game 3, and that pissed me off the most. OG and Anunoby tried to save this team. Josh Hart, another one who did absolutely nothing in game 3 as well. And it's like when you're not getting production from your starters and from your stars and guys that you are expecting to get production from,
Hmm.
that's the ultimate difference right there, and it
You
shows
know,
because
yeah.
if Mikal was to make a couple shots, then the game literally goes to the Knicks' way.
The game goes the Knicks' way if he scores at least 15. Give me 15. 10. Give me 10.
10 should be his minimum. 10 to 15 should be his average. Easily.
And
Easily.
it doesn't even seem like he can even come close to doing that right now, honestly.
No.
I feel like a lot of his buckets are hard to get buckets too. Does that make sense? It's not. It don't feel like he's getting easy looks at the basket for real.
He did have this one easy look at the basket. He had a wide open jump shot from the free throw
Uh-huh.
line and he clanked it.
Yeah. So I mean, when you out of rhythm and you out of sorts, and like it's also, even if your offensive game isn't there, like your defensive game should be there, and I don't feel like it's there at all either. Because we
Not
seen
even
what he was
close.
doing against Boston and stuff. He was the catalyst to beat in Boston for real. If you want to ask me, and
Yeah.
his defensive presence because he's so long. But now it just doesn't even. It looked like he a cone.
Yeah, he looks lost out there. He has no idea what in the world he's doing. Shout out to the Sixers for keeping up with the Celtics, man. I wasn't sure, coming into that series, especially after game 1, I wasn't sure what type of outlook we were gonna get. But VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey, they adjusted very, very well into game 2, and I love that. So did Paul George. Paul George looked pretty good out there as
Paul
well,
George
and
looked.
Andre
He
Drummond.
looked good. Andre Drummond as well. Yo, Andre Drummond, man. That's yeah.
I like him a lot. I've always liked Andre Drummond, but the more I watch him play, the more I'm like, okay, I understand why I actually like you. So,
Yeah.
shout outs to them. If the Pistons aren't careful, man, the Magic could put them on upset alert. So I keep an eye on the Pistons. I expect them to still dominate and do their thing, but they have to get
Hmm.
Jalen Darren involved. He has not been involved at all. Kate Cunningham, it seems like he's the only one doing anything, and it was crazy because over the season, even with Kate Cunningham there, other guys were getting involved and doing their thing. But it's like obviously the players is a whole different animal. But
Hmm.
yeah, it just looks like it's the Kate Cunningham show, and then there's everybody else as the extras, basically.
Yeah, I agree. I second everything that you're saying on that. I mean, he's putting up the most shots. Tobias Harris can't be going over 3 from 3, 7 to 17, but they still won in a bad shooting night for him, in a bad shooting night for Duncan Robinson, who was 3 for 8 with 10 points, in game 2. I mean, yo, when Isaiah Stewart could come in and give you 4 for 4, you know what I'm saying? And he hit a 3 point. I mean, yo, what else you gonna do, brother?
Hey, you better win. You can't squander
Yo,
that one
yo,
away.
so you can't let that be for nothing.
Yeah, no. The Raptors Cavs series has been all right too.
It has actually.
Yeah, yeah. Game 3, the Raptors were able to blow out the Cavs basically 126 to 104.
Hmm.
Scotty Barnes, by the end of the third quarter, he had a 30-point double double. So yeah, you could kind of smell the blood in the water on that one. So we'll see how that one goes. You got James Harden, who's notorious for putting up stinkers. Then you have Donovan Mitchell, who has not made deep playoff runs. So I'm very interested to see how the Cavs really look right now,
It's important.
coming into.
It's important for them to be able to bounce back from this loss. I think
Yeah.
that that's really going to show us who the Cavs are, because they should be competing up there with Boston and with Detroit. I would say the Knicks, but God only knows. Depends. It depends, but Cleveland should be up there. So I'm not going to take too much away from this loss that they sustained. They are still up 2-1. So I think James Harden will have another like monster game, and then Donovan Mitchell could pull out another one as well too, to at least take the load off of both of them. I guess I'm trying to say. So especially off of Donovan, who we know who can put up the most shots and make them, but then can also put up the most shots and stink it up too. So
Yeah.
that's where James Harden is really important to come in. I think he needs to add, his assists. He had 4 assists, in game 3. So, and that's not really his game. He's very active with getting assists and whatnot too, putting guys in the best position to flourish. So I'm gonna hold the brakes on Cleveland for now. I'm not too excited about Toronto for real. For real, I think it was just one good game. If you really want to ask me, I think it was one good game.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Who knows?
Hmm.
Maybe just give him a jolt, or it could just possibly be just one game.
Yeah.
So
We'll see. I just want to see, can RJ and Scotty put up another 33 and 33 again?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be very interesting to see, because if they
Hmm.
do, then there might be
Then
trouble on.
then now it's a different series.
Exactly, exactly. For the Suns and Thunder, Dane's got a little chippy at the end with the Thunder and the Suns in game 2. Devin Booker called out one of the officials by name
Hmm.
after game 2. And I don't blame him for it, honestly. I understand the frustration with it. And, obviously everyone's like, oh, okay, see, they flop and all that other good stuff. And it's like, it's not even that. For me personally, it's just the fact that OKC is actually a very hard team to actually play against.
Yeah.
Just like in a joke, the fact that they are a good defensive team and they are a good offensive team as well. They understand how to get to the line. They understand the rule book too. People call it flopping, but if you understand the rule book, you understand that they are playing within the confinements of the rules. So
Yeah. You can't hold that against them for using all the tools at their disposal to get where they need to be. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. If you put your arm out and it just so happens to land on me, that's a foul.
And how many times have we seen that rip through be used as a foul? You know what I mean?
E-
If somebody got
Every
their arm out like this, that rip through every time, every time. We've been seeing that for a decade plus now. So I
exactly.
can't even get mad at. I really can't even get mad at that. I will never get mad at that. Yeah, I see this being a sweep. If you want to ask me for real, for real, I don't think there's nothing Devin Booker could do with these boys in his own. Dylan Brooks had 30, which is
Yeah.
wild. Which is
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Good
Brooks
game
is
for
a rookie.
him, but wasted.
That's one thing. I think OKC is playing this right, basically trying to shut down Devin Booker and make the other guys beat them.
Yep.
Let Dylan Brooks have another 30 point. As if it ends up in a loss, then that's obviously it's a win for OKC. They did exactly what they planned to do and they
Hmm.
executed on it. So yeah, I see it the same way. More than likely a sweep. Last week you said the Trailblazers could, possibly get 2 and make some noise, and they have. Now, I will say it's probably to the thanks that Wemby went out with a concussion in the second
Fact.
quarter. Because if I'm being honest with myself, yeah, I didn't have them doing much of anything as long as Wemby was healthy. If I'm being
As long as,
honest,
yeah, health is always the umbrella. You feel me? The overarching thing.
if healthy is probably the one sentence that you're gonna hear a lot over the playoffs.
It's all about, who can make it to the end for over.
It's a war of attrition at this point because guys are injured. We didn't mention this. I should have mentioned this when we were talking about OKC, but J Dub, Jalen Williams, he's now nursing a hamstring injury. Now he's going to be evaluated on a week to week basis at this point. Wemby with his concussion with the Spurs, it's a lot shorter time span than it is for the NFL. This
Mhm.
one is, I think the time span is about like 24 hours. You could kind of get yourself back into doing activities as long as you don't have any setbacks, and then after 72 hours he should be able to play again. So he has time.
Mhm.
He has time to
Yeah.
come back for game 3, if I'm not mistaken. I think that should be Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. So he does indeed have time. The Timberwolves and the Nuggets, that series. I said it
That's
before.
this a game 7 series, dog.
Yes, yes, yes. I said it last week, bro. This is going to be the series everybody's gonna have their eyes on because ooh, this is straight, and I mean straight war. The Nuggets are missing Aaron Gordon because he has an injury right now for Game 3. So that right there is very huge to look at as well.
Hmm.
Because they you could tell they are a completely different team without Aaron Gordon.
They look
Complete.
this offense is you don't got no. You know what's the most important position I think right now is that dunker spot position, man. I'm telling you
Yes.
because if you have Jokic at that high post and you got Aaron Gordon down there, and then you got a Jamal Murray, Christian Braun over in the corner, something like that. That creates he has the windows to be able to get to where he needs to go. And without him there in that spot where he usually can be when he's coming in off that corner, off that baseline, that offense they can't create. It seems like
Yeah, no, they can't create at all. They're forcing too many turnovers. Timberwolves, they're just and Timberwolves on the offensive side at least, they're cooking right now. Like everybody's getting their turns, everyone's getting their shots up. Jay McDaniels feet, I was like a little afraid where I'm like, all right, I don't know, we should be talking all this reckless just after 2 games, but he might have been right. He called out basically everybody on that Nuggets team and said, none of y'all can guard.
and in terms of game 3, it's looking like he's proven that.
Exactly. Now I'm gonna put it out there. We all knew Jokic wasn't much of a defender. Let's just be honest with ourselves. We
That
knew
boy
that.
can't jump
But
onto a
everybody
curb. Let's be honest.
but everybody else though, we talking Jamal Murray, we talking Cam Johnson, we talking Bruce Brown. You know what I mean? Jaden McDaniels said the game plan was basically just to go at whoever, whenever, however. And they're carrying what happened in game 2 to game 3, and it's showing true right now.
Yeah, it really is. You got to think about it too. Like this team was built to beat Denver for real. In my humble opinion, like
Yeah.
they was there to make sure Denver ain't going to become no dynasty. They're tall, they're long, they're agile. They can defend. Detroit can't defend. Detroit, I mean, Denver cannot defend.
Hmm.
And then if Jokic ain't hitting the shots and Jamal Murray not hitting the shots, what are you supposed to do? If Jamal Murray not hit, this whole every series comes down. I've been saying this. Every series comes down to Jamal Murray. It really does.
Oh, easily. Easily.
If Jamal Murray's
Easily.
on and he's popping, there's nobody. There's no there. I don't think that there's a team that can stop Denver.
Hmm.
Maybe OKC. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, no, you're definitely right. Just watching them basically since what? Since they won the championship, Jamal Murray has
Hmm.
been the catalyst. He's been the guy, especially at the end of games. So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, no, you're definitely right about that. Moving on to the Rockets and Lakers series. The Lakers beat them game one, beat the Rockets game one, 107-98. KD was out with the knee injury. He got in practice. It was a bone bruise. And then game 2, he was able to come back. But first half, he looked really good. He had 20 points in the
Mhm.
first half, very efficient 20 points as well. But then in that second half, man, JJ Redick, boy, he is putting on a coach's clinic right now. If you want to learn how to defend an all-time player, just watch what JJ Redick is doing with this Lakers squad.
Mm,
Running at KD as soon as he gets the ball over half court. And then everybody knows that KD not no playmaker. He not no
not
good.
at
He not
all.
a good decision maker. He's not a good decision maker at all.
He's a
9
scorer and a
turnovers.
pure scorer.
He had 9 turnovers in game 2.
Wait,
Alfred Sengun. Yes, yes, 9 turnovers. Alfred Sengun looked horrible out there. Their shooters aren't able to shoot. They don't have a pure. The biggest problem for this team is the fact that they do not have a pure point guard.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem. They don't have the table. They don't have someone to set the table. Amon Thompson is not a pure point guard.
Amon
He
Thompson is
can't,
not a point guard.
not at all. He also can't shoot. Remember that. Reed Shepard, who's a shooter, but he's streaky at times. But also, you can't have him out there because he's a liability on defense. He can't move his feet. Alfred Sengun is literally getting punked by both DeAndre Ayton and Jackson Hayes.
Man,
I
they giving
repeat,
DeAndre.
I repeat, the person that a lot of people deemed as baby Jokic and Alfred Sengun is getting punked by two mid-level centers, y'all. Think about that. 41-year-old LeBron James is carrying this team along with Luke Kennard.
Yo, 41-year-old LeBron James, no Austin Reeves, no Luca. You up 2-0 on the Rockets. I don't give a damn if KD's in or not, honestly. You up 2.
This is the funniest thing to me. The Lakers played the Rockets back to back
Mm-hmm.
earlier in the season. I want to say probably last month, back to back.
Mm-hmm.
They did the same exact stuff. Ime Udoka has not adjusted at all.
That's terrible.
Meanwhile, JJ Redick is adjusting as the game goes on, and you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
He is putting
He's out
Houston
coaching Ime for real.
out coaching the mess out of him. He's putting Houston in a box, and they're just beating the box.
And this is, I think that this is what we wanted. This is what we were so anxious to see with the Lakers, and see JJ Redick like be able to coach like this. You know what I mean? And the fact
'Cause
that they're playing great defense is when they've been getting slammed for their defense all year is everything to me. It's everything. But you're absolutely
yes,
right, because what would their defense be like this if Houston had a pure point guard? You know what I'm saying?
it'll probably be a little different. It'll
Yeah.
definitely be different. For sure. I can't say if it was gonna be like this, but it would definitely be different. But also another thing to shift away from the Lakers defense, now let's go to the offense. Like I said, Luke Kennard has had back-to-back 25 plus games. Marcus Smart is shooting the ball, is shooting the lights out of the ball right now. Like he looks good out there. You know,
Mhm.
like I said, LeBron is just doing everything. Like, and this was the thing that I love the most is the fact that the Lakers let Bron take that third wheel and ride out with Luca and Austin Reeves. So now guess what? Now he has more energy to expand in the playoffs.
Exactly. Now he can carry a heavier load now
Exactly,
when your
exactly,
two main guys are out.
exactly.
And the fact go ahead.
And then I'm just gonna add on this, the fact that Austin Reeves is now questionable for Game 3, so he could possibly be coming back within the next couple games. And then Luca, they already ruled him out for this series. But if the Lakers do take care of business and say they win this in 4 to 5 games, guess what? That's extra time for Luca to rest. That's extra time for Reeves to rest, and Braun and everybody else. And then after that, by the second round, regardless of who you play, obviously it's more than likely going to be OKC, but you could at least, for if anything, for you just give them a fight.
And the thing is like I would actually be a little scared if I was OKC if the Lakers do take out Houston in 4, because like you said, that get I do think OKC will get Denver. Why do I keep doing that? Get Phoenix out in 4. But that you're giving Braun a little too much time. Your Austin Reeves will have time, like you said as well too. That's scary. I mean, it's scary that LeBron James had 28, Marcus Smart had 25, Luke Kennard had 23. Dude, dude.
No,
Okay. The old classic Braun game, 28, 8, and 7. He been averaging that all his damn life. yo,
no, that's facts though.
yo.
That's facts because he really has been averaging that, and it's so crazy because it don't look like he lost a step, dude. He's still
He
doing
got it
reverse.
all. This
He's
man is 41.
he's doing reverse dunks in the half court, dude. Like how?
You seen him after the game though, and he was like, I don't even know where that came from. He was like, I gotta go sit down. Yeah, I know he feeling in them knees the next morning.
Hips all out of place and whatnot.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, shoulder socket out of place from trying to do that reverse windmill, bro. Nah. Yeah, you do go sit in the ice tub, brother. You got another couple games to go, all right?
Had to put that man in the plastic wrap when he left the building.
Yo, for real.
Oh man, yeah, man. The NBA playoffs is officially underway as we've had a lot of unexpected things happening between injuries, between random games just going sideways. This right here, it has the makings to be a very, very, very fun playoff run for
Very
anybody
yes.
that's gonna get all the way through. Just real quick, let's just shift over to the NFL. We only got like 5 more minutes or whatever, but let's just
Mhm.
shift over to the NFL right quick. So obviously, we had the NFL draft. We had day one at least that we will be able to talk about. So Fernando Mendoza obviously went number one. Just getting some highlights in there for the Giants. They had the number 5 pick and the number 10 pick. They got the number 10 pick through trading away Dexter Lawrence to the Bengals. Bengals are obviously in that win now situation. We will talk about that trade at another time. But the Giants were able to pick up Arvo Reeves from Ohio State, linebacker with the number 5 pick, and with the number 10 pick, they pick up Francis Mangoa from Miami, offensive tackle, which, in my opinion, I like both of those right there. Chiefs traded up to get Mansour Delane, cornerback from LSU. The Cowboys got Caleb Downs, which is a really big pickup. The shocker of the draft is the fact that the Rams are taking a huge, and I mean a gigantic leap right now in drafting Ty Simpson at 13.
Yeah, yeah.
So that one right there, that one's gonna require a lot more time for us to digest that one right there. For the Jets, they picked up at the number 2 pick David Bailey, really good edge rusher. Then he also picked up Kenyon Sadiq, number 6, with the number 16 pick from Oregon, tight end. He's the best tight end, arguably the fastest tight end right now. So
Mm,
for them, Makai Lemon got drafted number 22. So the Eagles have picked up 4 wide receivers so far up to right
had to
now
get
that
rid of one.
they're supposed to get rid of AJ Brown by June 1st and trading him over to the Patriots. But yeah, that's what all everything leads to right now. But yeah, that's just some of the highlight stuff that I wanted to get to you guys. You
Yeah,
know,
great,
just get out
great.
there. How do you feel about your Giants picks?
I'm happy about these picks. I mean, we're always gonna. It just kind of seems like it's just tradition to draft an offensive lineman in the draft. As a Giants fan, it's just tradition at this point. You're gonna take. It's just Hopefully he works out and we can just stop doing it altogether. But always trying to get. I do like how Jackson, how Harbaugh is trying to get Jackson Dart the protection that he so very well deserves and needs.
Mhm.
I think it's really important. I question why they took Arvell Reese only because they already have Abdul Carter. You got Brian Burns, so like was this like, and then you got Kayvon Thibodeau too. So like, was it really? Was this guy really so important that you needed him right there, right now? Does that make sense?
I mean, somebody else is gonna take
Clearly,
this.
yeah, I mean, yeah, regardless, obviously. So why not take the best that you can get right then and there? But I'm excited because, just another guy to get to the quarterback and is what you need to bolster that defense. And we know Harbaugh can make a great defense. So I got trust, I got faith. Any name could have came up and I'd have been like, I'm good. I'm good for real. I
Yeah.
wanted Jeremiah Love, but that would have been he wasn't dropping a five.
Yeah, that would have been that was kind of a reach, and I think everybody kind
Yeah.
of knew it, but it was holding on to hope for that one right there. I was hoping that Joe would get him too, if I'm being
Mm-hmm.
honest. But that's a good look for them for the Cardinals to at least get him. Now they have to shore up that offensive line for sure to make sure that
Yes.
he can at least stay upright. Yeah, that no, I've seen obviously some people disappointed with the picks, but I actually really like the picks. Arvo Reese, you could kind of put him anywhere, if I'm being honest. He has played DB.
Mm-hmm.
He's played inside linebacker. He's played outside linebacker. He's played edge rusher. So I watched that Ohio State team, especially that Ohio State defense, a lot. There's a reason why you know, at least 3 guys were at least drafted within the top 11 picks because those guys are legit and they are number 1 at their overall position. So getting our was really good. Francis Mangoa, I thought that they would go wide receiver here, but I understand why not. Carnell Tate was already taken, and then Jordan Tyson was
Jordan
already taken.
Tyson.
Why not obviously shore up that offensive line? And then, like you said, if there's one thing that Harbaugh could do, he could build a defense. But also, if there's another thing that he could do, he has showed that he can indeed build an offensive line as well. Just see what he did down in Baltimore for all those years, right? In
Mm-hmm.
reconstructing the line to make sure that it's perfect for Lamar Jackson. And I think he's trying to do the same thing for Jackson Dart. So big time, big pickups for them. So yeah, that's the end of day one. We will be back definitely to talk about the rest of it if there's any other surprising things happening, but
Mm-hmm.
we got to get up out of here for sure. But
Ran a little long.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, no, the NBA playoffs are still going on. By next week, we might have a couple of teams going past and going to the second round. We more than likely, possibly, still could be having some games going on in the first round. But
Mhm.
yeah, man, just enjoy all of the games that are going on. Hopefully, your teams all make good draft picks and they all come. Your wishes come true to everybody out there. But till then, I am your host Cam Silver,
I'm your co-host Kyle Silver.
and this is the Silver Boys.